What's up there, misfits? Welcome to Pages of Ascension, of course. Welcome back if you've been kicking it for a minute. Alright, so this is the Zodiac season guide reading for Aquarius season, okay? And this is the reading for mutable signs. Alright, so who are you? If you are a mutable sign, that means you are a Gemini, a Sagittarius, a Virgo, or a Pisces, okay? So anywhere you've got these particular signs in your chart, you can watch this reading for that, as I do not theme them, okay? Outside of them fitting with the particular quadruplicity. I did finally figure out what the name of this is. Okay, so in any case, I want to direct your attention to this side of your screen. Go ahead and read my disclaimer. That is for any and every single video on my channel. Alright, so if you're down, stick around. If not, this is a good time to exit stage left. Alright, bear with me as I get your cards out on the table, as I am looking for your tipping point, and that requires a total of 7. Alright, and with the whole shuffle and let them fling where they want, it takes just a moment. Alright, so I hope everybody's doing alright. I don't know about y'all, but I am particularly excited about Aquarius season. I'll go a little bit more into that on the collective reading that I'll be doing here on Thursday. That's right, I did say collective reading. Maybe I won't do it this Thursday. I might do it next Thursday, since I am just starting to get these out, and I prefer these to come out together. Okay, so in any case, I'll be diving a little bit more into that with the next collective reading that I do. So if you end up liking the style of this reading, the information that comes through, or you just like my swagger, you can go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to like the video, of course, and go ahead and press that bell so you can be notified when that video pops up, okay? Let's get one more card, and then we can get this party started. There we go. Alright, so bottom of the deck, you've got Hangman. Sorry, I was having a moment trying to figure out the best way to show you that, and I am sorry for the blurriness. New setup. Let me know how you like it down in the comments. So I'm getting reused to where everything is on my table. Alright, so Hangman. What are we looking within for? And I'm definitely feeling a looking within vibe, because you've got the Hermit back ending your reading here. Let's see what we've got. Oh, we got some heavy hitters in your reading, mutable signs. So it looks like your tipping point is the 6 of Pentacles. So we're looking at reciprocity, equality. Some of you, it could be about reciprocity in a romantic partnership that has leveled up, as in the two of you are now bearing children. You're creating children together. Okay, it looks like for some of you, there is a consideration of an upper level commitment, such as marriage or that contract with the state, if you will. But there's a bit of a suspense here. I'm feeling like for some of you, it could be due to a pregnancy. But let's look a little bit further, see what else that we've got, okay? Because at this point, I don't know if it's talking about literal or metaphorical pregnancy, and it could be either based on what I'm seeing. So your theme, all right, y'all, so you ended up with 2 cards as well. So we have Rebirth, all right, which popped out randomly, and then we've got spirituality. Okay, we're talking about a metaphorical pregnancy here. All right, so this is literally, we're talking about a spiritual rebirth. This is someone who's learning to come within balance of self and balance between themselves and, say, romantic partnerships, without ending up in a position where you feel like you're always on the defense, okay? So let me go ahead and go through the cards, and I'll show you a little bit more talk about a little bit more of what I'm talking about. So you ended up with the Five of Pentacles, kicking off your reading, next to the Hierophant. Try to get that in frame. Queen of Pentacles. All right. Six of Pentacles as your tipping point. On the other side of that, we have the Two of Cups. We have the Seven of Wands. And then bookending your reading, you have the Hermit. Okay. So in this aspect of spiritual rebirth for you, mutable signs, I think this may have specifically to do with money. Okay, and I say that because we've got the Five of Pentacles here. Now, the Five of Pentacles can mean a number of things. It's most commonly associated with left out in the cold, but what I'm hearing here is spiritual poverty leads to financial poverty. Okay, is what's coming out. So I feel like you may have gone through a period where you were just very spiritually poor. Okay, very spiritually poor, and that's what this rebirth is. That's what this pregnancy is. That is coming up in your reading, is because you're getting ready to, or you're in the process of getting back in touch with this side of self. I think for some of you, you might have grown up in a little bit more of an orthodox environment. So of different things that have happened in your life that have caused you in the past to question that belief system, to question whether or not this is something that is still relevant, something that still works for you, okay? And I do feel like you found your answer. It's not showing me exactly where or how per se that you found that answer, but I do think you did. There was a seed planted within you, again, metaphorically speaking here, a seed planted within you that allowed you to take a bit of a closer look at how you were giving emotions, whether you were allowing yourself to receive emotions, and whether or not you were connecting to the divine in a proper way. And see, I don't really like that, a proper way. Like, what is the proper way to connect to the divine? Bear with me here on the lingo, okay? I personally think that how you choose to connect with the divine, that is your personal relationship with the divine. No one has any right to tell you how to do that. And I feel like that's where this Hierophant card comes in, because you may have been in a community or even in a space based on, you know, how you grew up, what was instilled within you, that there is only one specific way to connect with the divine, to connect to divine energy, to find the divine within self, okay? And I feel like as you've pursued through this very tough five energy, because these are both fives here, as you went through this tough energy, you know, of changing effectively your beliefs, there was something that was implanted, if you will, within you. Oh my gosh, that sounds terrible. My language is already like, thank you, Mercury retrograde. Anyways, I do feel like there was a seed that was bestowed upon you, okay? It forced you to look at the imbalances in your life and try to regain those balances, to pick out better habits, to pick out better partners, to figure out a better system for you in order to reach that contact with the divine. All right, I do feel like it's caused you to go within here with the Hermit, to seek out your own truth, to seek out your own light, okay? And as a result of that, there's been growth, I feel like, that you felt like has been stunted or stalled here with the Hangman. And here's the thing, that's not the case. It's like the tale of Odin. Odin went up on that tree to gain perspective, and that's what you've been doing here with this Hermit and this Hangman, even though it may feel like there's been no progress happening. It's like, you know, when a woman gets pregnant, like, you don't immediately start to see her stomach show. You don't immediately start to see the growth of the baby, even though she can feel all these things happening internally into her body that are changing. It is not physically visible to those outside of that woman, that pregnant woman, until she's further along. And that's kind of what's going on with you. Like, you've been in this state, and to some degree I feel like there's been incidences that have come up that, I don't want to say forced you, but I feel like it triggered you to become very defensive about your belief systems. Now, I feel like for some of you specifically, this has to do with how you approach love and romantic partnerships, okay? But that's more of a side note here, because this is feeling a lot deeper than that. But in any case, you've been in this pregnancy state, literally, well, metaphorically, but literally, okay? And now you're getting ready to give birth, okay, to what you've been working on within yourself. Possibly for some of you, what you've been working on in business, what you've been working on in partnerships, as far as that's concerned. It could touch any area of life, but this feels like, first and foremost, this is talking about a rebirth in your belief system, how you approach life, what you find, you know, what makes you happy, you know, what your ethics are. This is where the rebirth is coming in, okay? Wow, that was intense, and we're not even done yet. Okay, so let's look at your clarifiers here. I want to look at, so I know how these two connect together. That standalone, defensive about partnership, that goes with that. So I really want to look at this Queen of Pentacles here to get some more information about that specifically. Tell me more about the Queen of Pentacles. Some of you were trying to, y'all are all up in this 5 energy, okay? Confirmation. So, you know, 5 is the number of change, okay? It's not quite chaos, but it is change. I would say significant change. Like, if you do the number, really, I swear I can talk. Okay, if you do the numerology for 2021, you'll discover that 2021 equals a 5. Okay? This is going to be a year of a lot of changes, okay? And with the stepping into this Aquarian energy overall, even more deeply, this particular year, with it, you know, within the age of Aquarius, let me put it that way. Let me actually just rephrase that. So I feel like, and I've always kind of felt this, like back in 2012, the energy that we stepped into at that time, I feel like, was much more Aquarian energy, all right? But all we basically did was like dip our toe into Aquarian energy collectively, okay? At this point this year, what it feels like more to me is that we're going up to the knee. Okay, and we're going to get a really good taste of where things are going, what the temperature, if you will, of Aquarius, the age of Aquarius is. Okay? So I feel like with so many 5s and quite literally so many 7s coming up in your reading, for some of you, it may have been dealing with change that you didn't institute yourself. And as immutable signs, y'all can, you know, usually go with the flow of stuff, but you know, the flow is always a little bit easier when it's change you institute yourself versus when it's forced upon you. And I feel like Spirit had to enlighten you real quick about some things that you needed to change in your life in order to grow as a person. Part of that change was giving up toxic habits, toxic belief systems, okay? More so I feel like habits, because it's rooted in the earth energy here, but getting rid of those things that quite literally just don't serve where you are supposed to go from here, you know, for this year. So for those of you that have not dealt with this yet, I feel like this is probably what's coming for you in Aquarius season. There's going to be a little bit of upheaval, okay? I'm fibbing. There's going to be a lot of upheaval for some people, okay? This isn't bad. I don't want you to be scared of it, because it is being divinely guided here with literally 777s hanging out in your theme, Your theme is divinely instituted change. Okay. So that goes there. So is there anything else I want to look at? Yeah, let's look at the Six of Pentacles, actually, to see what's going on there. Ooh, that was really easy how those came out. Okay. So yeah, we've got mother energy. Again, this is the Empress or Empress energy. Here, sitting here with the Six of Pentacles. And, again, with the defensive energy. Like, this card always makes me think of, like, defensive magic. Okay, and it relates quite heavily to this card. Okay, so I feel like the balance that's coming in is knowing when to nurture and knowing when to go on offense or defense. Okay, so you know, with excuse me, the Empress energy being one of nurturing, this particular card here is feeling like knowing when you need to put your foot down and defend yourself on something, and learning the difference when to nurture. Because I feel like for some of you, you may have been in a pattern, a very toxic, codependent pattern, of like giving and giving and giving and giving, and either not knowing how to receive or not knowing when to stop giving. You know, stop handing out rope or cans of beans, if you will. You know, a neighbor comes over and says, you know, can I borrow a can of beans? Like, or can you let me have a can of beans, right? And they're doing this every day, and it's digging into your budget and your food allotment for your family, and all they're just doing is taking. Like, yes, that is nurturing them, but it promotes a very toxic codependent dynamic, because then, for example, your neighbor has become dependent on you for that can of beans instead of trying to figure out how to get their own can of beans. Now, I'm not saying don't extend a hand and help someone out when they need it, but there's a difference between helping and, what's the word I'm looking for? Oh, shoot. Okay, give me a moment, because this is going to bug me. Not facilitating. Oh, I can't think of it right now. That bugs me. But, basically allowing this person to play a victim when they have the power to become the soldier, if you will, or something. Okay, so I think that's all I'm going to clarify, because this feels very clear cut. Okay, let's look at your other cards. So the message the Spirit has for you over Aquarius season is stand up and be recognized. Okay, that's literally going with what I was just talking about, of learning when to nurture and learning when to put your foot down. You know, preventing this toxic dynamic from being created and interfering in this brand new version of yourself that you are about to rebirth. This is particularly important because of how these are all tying in, okay? This is what you're trying to transcend above, I feel like, for Aquarius season, so that you can get here, so that you can give birth, all right? Interesting. So the soul lesson that Spirit has for you over Aquarius season is guilt. Okay, and this is tying right into all of this again. Now, standing up for yourself and withdrawing your energy, especially if you're someone who's particularly sensitive and nurturing, you know, like the Queen of Pentacles and the Empress energy tends to be, you can feel guilty when you withdraw your energy. But the thing is, this is something that is incredibly necessary for you to do, or you're going to end up pregnant for another 9 months, okay? For lack of a better way to explain it. Like, we want this birth to happen. We want this rebirth to happen. And if you can't reconcile that guilt within self, which, for the record, you have no reason to feel guilty about withdrawing your energy and nurturing yourself, okay? But it's something that you are going to have to reconcile and figure out a way to work through these more baser energies that are not benefiting you, okay, mutable signs. So we're going to go ahead and call that here. Thank you for checking it out. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Remember, your peace is your power, and I will see you next time. Bye, y'all.